Let's talk about local and global variables, because although both are variables, they're two totally separate things. So first, let's go into local variables. That'll be anything inside of a specific method or like a for loop, anything that's encased in something. A local variable is defined inside of a function, and it is not accessible outside of said function. Global variables, on the other hand, so if we look up here, these variables are with our preprocessor directives and our function prototypes. Again, these are the global variables. Global variables are defined outside of all functions and are accessible to all functions in its scope. So anything that's in this main.cpp file can use the variables that are here. And anything that uses or extends this CPP file can use these variables as well, but we'll get into that later. A global constant, like what we have here, I commented it out because Replit was giving me some errors because it was unused, that's all. But we have this constant right here, it's an int global variable, and basically it's a variable that's constant that's also global. So you have three different things constraining this variable, or aspects of it, not constraining it. It's a name constant that's available to every function in the program. It's essentially a constant global variable. And then you have the same thing with local variables, constant local variables. You can't have two local variables of the same name, and you also can't have two constant variables of the same name. But if you look at line 14 and line 19, you can have a local variable with the same name as a global variable because they have two different scopes. Let's say that we're in this lower function down here, and we do a string. Oh, we can't do an x because this is already an x. What if we change this? We can change this to a, and then we'll make this return a plus y, and I'll just do string x is equal to just some nonsense. You'll see that this will still work because this function is in a different scope of this function. Local variables take precedent over global variables. So this local variable or this local variable will get called above this global variable. When we print these out, if you want to call the global variable, because remember the local takes precedent over it, you're going to have to use this in front of it. So it's just two colons, and if we run this, you'll see that it'll say local 1 because it's calling this 1, and then this is calling local or global variable 2. So you have local 1, global 2. Now what's this second part right here? Well, that's from this cout, or I'm using this multiplication. I'm calling the variable from inside of here, so we have 1, and then I'm multiplying it by the global variable, which is 2, so we get 2. And that's pretty much it for global and local variables. I know there's a lot here, but it's pretty simple. These are the global variables, these are the local variables. This is a local variable if we were to store it in something. Same thing with this. This is a local variable, this is calling a local variable, this is calling a global variable, and this is using a local variable to pass it to a method or a function to print something out. That could be a little bit confusing, so as always, if you have any questions, please leave them below. I love to converse with you guys. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you want more C++, check out that playlist below the like button.